Hello and welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today, we are back with oxygen not included with the spaced out DLC. Last time around, we had to do some emergency fixing all around the base, but today we are actually going to concentrate on our space rocket. So let's just jump right into it and see how that works out for us. And here we are, back in our base, and this here is the contraption that we built last time. When we take a look in our overview on F6, we are basically pumping in water at 14 degrees, and it comes back out at 15 right now because the temperature in here has normalized, those roughly 2 tons of water. But I was told about a way to get in here without causing disaster. So that is certainly something that we want to look at next time. This is actually the first time that I'm going to build out a Spacefarer module. I have never ever done it before. So bear with me and help me down in the comments. I'm sure I'm gonna mess up a bunch of stuff. First of all, what I messed up is the liquid cargo tank and the gas cargo canister. I did just realize stored resources become available to the colony upon the rocket's return. Yeah, so in other words, that is not helpful at all. I thought I could store oxygen in there and water in here and just take it to space with us. Yeah, apparently that's not how that works. So we can get rid of this one and we can get rid of that one. And then let's jump into the interior. Let's first of all get rid of this thing here, and then we're gonna start from scratch. And now the control station has disappeared, and there are actually 3 rooms that I want to build in here. I want to build a bedroom, I want to build a bathroom, and I want to build a great hall or a mess hall, whatever works. So let's see how we built this thing. First of all, in oxygen, I want to build an oxygen diffuser, and I'm going to plop it right here at the entrance. It's going to be that easy. Then next of all, in furniture, I'm going to grab us a comfy bed. And the question is, should I put it here on the floor or should I put it here on the top? Probably on the top. Yeah, let's take a look. I need to build it this high. Right there, that is where it's going to go. That should work. And then on the bottom, if we go into plumbing, we're going to find the wall toilet, and the wall toilet is going to go right here into this corner. Just like that, that should work without an issue. All we need now is some airflow tiles. I'm just going to build everything out of airflow tiles. It's going to be okay. And then double pneumatic doors right here. That should also be okay for our bedroom. Then once again in furniture, we're going to grab us 2 blank canvases, and we're going to plop one here and we're going to plop one right there. Also, that should work without an issue. Now we actually need a way to get up there, so let's build us a couple ladders here just to get up onto the next floor. And let's plop in this wall toilet. All the plumbing and stuff we're going to do later. That is not going to be that big a deal. It's going to be actually pretty easy and straightforward as a matter of fact, so that's going to be good. Then here on the top, I also want to build here some tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top. Yeah, that should be okay. Then we're going to build our rocket control station once again, and we're going to plop that one right here. And we're going to grab on top of that our research station, because this here is going to be the long-term research facility. That's at least the idea. In stations, we need to grab the orbital data collection lab, and we're going to plop it right there. We might as well go into rocketry right away and grab us a power outlet fitting, and we're going to plop this one just somewhere here on the top. It's not going to be in the way right there. Right here. So we can put another canvas right there, probably. That should be a good idea. What else I want to build is I want to build a Atmos suit dock. Only the dock. We don't need the checkpoint, that's fine. We're just gonna plop a dock right there. That is also okay. For washing our hands, so we don't get any germs around here. In medicine, we have the hand sanitizer. So the hand sanitizer is gonna go right here. And then I wanna have 2 storage bins right here. One right here and one right there. And then a pneumatic door with another airflow tile above it. Just like that. And then right here, what am I gonna do right here? That's another good question, isn't it? In food, we need a fridge. So we're going to plop a fridge in here as well. And then we can start with our cables. And the cables are going to be pretty easy and straightforward. We're just going to come over to the left since all of our power units are over here. One there, one here. Actually, right here, we can just come straight through. Just like that. That should work. Now, all of this just needs to get built. So let's turn up the speed. And once that is built, we're going to build everything else that we need. Now that all those modules that we don't need are gone, what we can do is the Spacefarer module, we're going to plop it as low as we humanly can. as low as it allows us to do it, which is apparently right here. This one here, we need to put some fertilizer in it though. That is also quite important. The only problem is this is now an unreachable storage, so we need to build a piece of ladder right here, and just for completeness sake, we're gonna build one right there. And then we have our battery up here, and our battery, it needs a conductive wire, and we need to make it out of iron. I assume that this thing here is getting really hot, so probably all these cables here need to be built out of iron instead of lead. I think I built them all out of lead, so that's not gonna fly. And then we're just gonna come up here and into there and hook up our battery so we actually have power in there as well. Our small petroleum engine here is already hooked up to some pipes, which comes here to a liquid reservoir. And if you follow this line all the way down, all the way over to the left, it's going to this infinite storage, which is right here on the bottom, right here. That's where that petroleum is coming from. So if we turn on these pumps here, and then we're going to turn on this here, so we pump more fluid back into our storage, then we can actually already fill up our rocket. We're just going to let this run here for a few seconds. That should be more than enough. Only 450 kilograms of petroleum fit in there, which is, when we take a look at this here, 10 kilograms are in one of those packets right here. Oh, that's the wrong overview. There we go. So 10 kilograms are in one of this here. We have probably already pumped 450 up there. Not gonna lie. But we're gonna let it run for a tiny little bit longer, trying to make sure we get a little bit into our liquid reservoir as well, so we have some stored for next time around. And over here we have Andrea Saj already on the job, making us more petroleum. Isn't that great? And now here on the top, we can still see some petroleum coming in, but our rocket is already full, and these pipes here already have petroleum in it. Which is not a big deal, doesn't really matter, it's fine. How much more is coming here? I hope I didn't put too much in it. Nope, should be okay. It's gonna be nice and full here. We have about 3 tons in there once we're done, I believe. Let's see. And here's the rest of it. Yup, 3.3 tons roughly. Wonderful, that's good. So that's more than enough to refuel this rocket here several times over, as a matter of fact. Then let's take a look into ventilation. In ventilation, we're gonna grab us a pipe. So I have it hooked up currently to right here. That is, of course, not going to work. We need to hook it up to right there so we can get it into the Spacefarer module. That's exactly what we're going to do. And I'm going to disconnect this side here. And then I'm going to grab one of those here once again. I'm going to copy it, and then we connect it up. As soon as this here is built, it's just going to go into, well, nothing, because it's not hooked up to anything right now. Meanwhile, this one here is our pipeline for water. Currently hooked up to this loader. Once again, that's not going to work. So we need to cut it off right there. And then in plumbing, we're going to grab us where are we at? A bridge, liquid bridge right here. We're going to turn it into the right orientation, just like this. And then with an insulated pipe, we're going to come straight up and hook it into the inlet. There we go. That should work. Currently, once again, do we have already some in here? No, we don't. But we will pump some up here very soon. And then once we build our interior pipes, we can actually use it for something. Also, that is going to be great. But another thing that we need to make sure is, oh yeah, that is what I thought. This one here went dormant, and we are not producing any oxygen anymore over here. So we need to do something about that as well. So let's take a look in our overview. We're just gonna, we're gonna siphon off this pipe right here. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So in plumbing, an insulated pipe built out of not granite, igneous rock. And then we're gonna come straight up here, potentially, straight up to there. No, hold on. Something like this here. And then right here, I want to have a liquid shutoff. We're going to plop the liquid shutoff right there. That should be just fine. And with an insulated pipe, we're going to come into here, and then we're going to hook it up just into there. It's going to be okay. But we need to do a little bit of rebuilding here. So if we go into base and grab an insulated tile, what do we have here? Well, we have a lot laying around, igneous rock. Once again, I want to build 2 more tiles right here, and I want to extend this area right there. That's what we're going to do. To make that happen, though, I will have to set this one here to auto. So that is also something that we're going to do right away. So the dupes can actually get in there. It is still a little bit warm, but it's going to be okay. Not a big deal. We don't need Atmo suits for that. That should be hopefully the last time that we enter this area. I'm pretty sure I've said that before. So that's just how that goes sometimes. Because currently it doesn't have an automation wire hooked up or power. So let's give it both. So we're going to hook up power just over here. That's okay. And then we're going to go into automation, and we're going to build an automation wire out of iron. Also, that is okay. And we're going to come straight along here, straight over to there, and then straight to right to this location. That's where we're going to need it once we're done with what I want to do over here. Those 2 tiles are now built. So let's deconstruct those 2 tiles right there. Yeah, there we go. And to make this here all work, we need a hydro sensor that we're going to plop right here. And then we're going to see if this here is empty. we're gonna use the other water. Just like this here, we're gonna say if it's below 500 kilograms, sure, why not? Doesn't really matter to me. We're gonna open it up and let's take a look. We have no water coming. Why do we have no water coming? Okay, we're gonna cut it off. We're not gonna put any more into our infinite storage. That's fine. We really don't need it right now. That's okay. We're gonna pump it down all the way to our crude oil, and we're gonna pump it up and make sure that this actually turns back on, which it already has. Great, that's good. That is highly important. Or we will run out of oxygen for our atmospheres. Has that already happened? Oh yeah, it has. I was just talking about it, and there, it has already happened. Of course it has. Meanwhile, in research, let's see, is there anything good? I think the first thing that I want to go for is solid control. We will need that eventually anyway, so we might as well go for it. So let's head back up to the top, and right here we need to turn this one here back on, which should be okay. Our water temperature is at 39 degrees. Oh yeah, and we still have gases flowing through here, cooling it down very, very slowly and gradually, but it's happening, so it's okay. What else do we have to do? How is our interior looking? Have we done anything yet? Yeah, it's coming together. What is the priority in here? Everything's 9. Okay, things should get built. So let's wait a little bit and make sure that all this is done. Siltoid is already on the job. Good. Okay, so our cooling on the top is coming to a halt, I would assume. Let's turn it down a little bit. Because right here, we already have oxygen. We definitely don't want to pump the oxygen out. So I think I'm going to take this whole construct here and I'm just going to put it further down. Just for the cooling's sake. It's not like we need to get rid of the carbon dioxide down here, but we might as well while we are at it, because yeah, that's just what we're going to do. And now this is properly built out. I set the Atmos sensor to above 250 grams, and that should then work like a charm. And our interior here is built. There's only one thing that I forgot. Not sure how that happened. I want to deliver a suit here. That is, of course, one thing that we need. That is not what I forgot, though. That was on purpose. We need to go in furniture, and we're going to build a mess table, and we're just going to plop it right here. That's going to be just fine. And then those two storage bins here, one of them I want to fill up with manufactured material plastic, and the other one I want to fill up with, let's see, organic and algae. And I want to take, I don't know, how much algae do we even have? That's another good question. Let's take a quick peek how much algae we have still available on this planet. Right here we have 5.2 tons. That is not a hell of a lot. Can we get some algae in? That's the question. Let's see if we can find any. Down here on the bottom is quite a bit of algae, so I think I'm just gonna start mining this stuff here out. Meanwhile though, we're gonna set this here to, let's say, I don't know, 3,000 kilograms on here and 10,000 kilograms on this one, which should both be fine. And then I want to put some oxygen in here. Oh, there is already oxygen in here. How exactly is there already oxygen in here? Oh, they already filled up the diffuser. Of course, this thing here was already running, and this here is full with oxygen. Now that's even better. Look at that. That is just great. Okay, so next on the list, we need some plumbing. So in plumbing, we're going to grab us a liquid pipe, not insulated, just a standard Bogo liquid pipe. And then this here is our output. So I'm going to use the water for cooling purposes. We're going to just build an entire snake through this entire thing here. I have no idea if that is actually necessary or if it does anything, but if nothing else, it's going to store us a bunch of water. So we're just going to come through the entire base up until the point where we end up on the bottom right to actually feed it into our wall toilet. Oh, look at this. Every single tile. Wonderful. Just like that. Great. And here in the bottom, this entire area here just finished being dug out. We also have new printables available and new research. Let's check research first. I think it makes most sense to go next for Renaissance art. We are going to get the portrait canvas as well as the marble block. So we're going to do that. And then let's check those printables. That is not the printables, it's just jumping around. Come here. There you are. Choose a blueprint. What do we have? A sweet leg. Okay, so that we should actually do on the other planet. I think I'm gonna feed this. Well, I don't know yet. We're just gonna omit it for right now because we have Sweetles on the other planet, so I don't think that's needed right now. We will just get them and we're gonna make omelets out of it. Currently, no use for it at all. Later on, we will definitely use them though. That's gonna be good. But for right now, not so much. And now it looks like the interior plumbing is built. That is very, very good. And then the next thing on the list will be gas pipe. And with the gas pipe, who would have thought it? We're going to do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to route it through the entire base, so all around, so we can use it A for cooling, but B, we can also use it to refill our atmosuit dock here. And the atmosuit dock is really just an emergency storage and not more and not less. So we're going to come out of here and then we're going to go all the way around our base, kind of like this here. We're just going to snake around all the way down to the bottom. Yes, there we go. And into here. And what we could also do is, do we have some space somewhere here? Is there somewhere one tile? Yeah, up here on the top is one tile. We can go into ventilation and we can build a gas vent right here. Do we need it? No. But is it good to have just in case something goes even worse, horribly wrong, kind of as an emergency backup? Yes, it's definitely worth having it. And then we're going to take a look in our room overlay. Now we have a mess hall here, a bedroom here. And down here we still have nothing. That's right, I forgot something. In medicine we need the hand sanitizer. We're going to plop just a hand sanitizer down here. That only needs one tile. Needs a little bit of bleach stone, for which we have more than enough. We literally don't even know what to do with it. So that is exactly what we're going to use for that. Meanwhile, we can already put some water into our rockets, and that is going to be as easy as turning on this flow control right here. Once that is turned on, does that have a 9 priority? Yes. Water will get pumped in here. That is the wrong overview once again. Today I really have it with pressing the wrong button between F6 and F7. What is going on? So let's follow it along. It's going to come up here. Let's give it a few seconds so it actually gets up there so we can watch it moving. Now it should have made it to our rocket. So let's see. Yes, it's going into the interior of our rocket. So let's check the interior out. Let's take a look at F6 this time around. And we are missing one space right there. Damn it. We cannot reach that. No, that is not good. Where can I build a ladder? Nowhere, because our freaking module here is in the way. So I gotta get rid of the rocket module. I did not realize that. Ah, goodness. We're gonna get rid of it. We're gonna build a piece of ladder right here. Then we can actually build it. Well, it is what it is. It's gonna be fine though. Let's give this here a 9 priority though. Let's get rid of it. And then let's build me a piece of ladder. Also with a 9 priority right here. Right away. Do it. And here's Joel, he just built it. Let's see. Yes, our water is coming in. Let's speed this here up a little bit though, of course. And all that's gonna do is we're gonna let it go through the entire base here. Let's take a look at the temperature. It's gonna heat it up a little bit to a nice toasty, roughly 22 degrees, I believe it is. Let's see what is the actual temperature of the water. 20 degrees, yeah, that's fine. And then that is going to stay this way because the water is just gonna sit there and it's gonna soak up a bunch of heat that is gonna be generated by our orbital data collection and whatnot. So that is exactly what that should look like. And do we already have oxygen coming in as well? Yes, we do. At a nice 17 degrees. Let's see, where is our vent? Right here. It's currently overpressured. What we're going to do is we're going to disable that building. We don't need it. It's not going to do anything right now anyways. That is just a backup. But now we're first going to fill up our atmosuit dock so we can use it when we need it. And we had nowhere near enough oxygen available. We only had 75 kilograms. And so we need to go back onto the planet and turn on the output from our infinite storage right here. Let's plop this sucker on. What's the temperature in there right now? 14.6 degrees. Yeah, that one here turned out to be really nicely cooled down. That was definitely worth the effort that we did in the last episode. So that is perfect. And now we're just gonna pump all this oxygen here straight through the entire base. And I can't press F6. What is happening today? Good grief. But we're still pumping it through and it's coming all the way up. Exactly as that should be. Very, very good. Now that our water in the rocket is full though, we can turn this one here back off. We won't need it anymore, at least not for right now. We don't want to waste any more water since we're already low anyway, so that's good. And how is our oxygen coming along? Yeah, here we go. It's entering right now. Let's check it out. F7. And it's coming through, going all the way in. And once it's full, it's just going to sit there. Wonderful. I just put in crown molding wherever crown molding fits, just for the sake of, well, having crown molding, I guess. So that should also be okay. Let's see what our decor overlay actually looks like. Overall, not that bad. Just over here, it's a little bit low because of those two bins right here. Yeah, the dupes don't like that, but maybe these two pieces here can help a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, it's not a hell of a lot, but it should be fine. We're gonna test it anyways. Let's see what happens. And now this entire thing here is full. We can head back out to the planet and turn our infinite storage pumps back off right here. There we go. Easy peasy. And I think we may overfill our gas reservoir. It can only hold 150 kilograms. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna way overfill it, I believe. But that is okay. Not a big deal. With oxygen, that is certainly not a problem. And Jemsterr right here just completed our next research. So next on the list, what I want to do is the cartographic module in sensitive micro imaging. So that is going to be very, very good. I don't know about the other two, but that is going to be helpful. We can use it to explore more of space. It does need 30 data banks though. So let's take a look. How much do we actually have right now? If you go to resources, see all, and then data, we have 36, so that's okay. Did we already build the building? Yes, we did. So that's also fine. We can now research that without an issue. Will take a little bit because we need to get more rat bolts in, but also that is not that big a deal. Here on the bottom in this cold zone here, we may actually use it now for something. I mean, why wouldn't we if we already have it? We can use it for permanent food storage in case we ever run low. I mean, we have 170,000 calories, but what I'm going to do is in food, I'm going to build 2 fridges right here and right there. That should be fine. And I'm also going to build some ladders down here so the dupes can actually go straight down to here and load it from the top. And then I'm going to set it to only bring in here food with 100% freshness. So everything that's made fresh is going to come right into here and it should be good forever. I hope that works. I hope it doesn't go stale on the way down, but that should theoretically get the job done. And now our 2 fridges are built. I'm going to set it to 100% on both, and I'm going to set it to anything that's edible, but on both of them with a number 8 priority. That's what I want to have, and that should work. Let's see if our dupes are bringing something down here. Later on, I'm going to build a more permanent storage than down here, closer to our base. This is just so we can actually accumulate some food, because we are kind of stuck at roughly around 200,000. Food decays, so we are cooking it for nothing. It becomes a rot pile. We make dirt out of it. Not really the best system that's going on right now, so we need to fix that as well. And in our Spacefarer module, the last thing that we need is to build our rocket control station, just like this. Okay, so let's see. Currently we have 26,000 calories on board, 29,000. Yeah, that's plenty. That is more than enough for what we need. Okay, so next on the list is, well, actually, let's try the damn rocket. How about that? We're gonna grab the rocket, Spacefarer module. We're going to set a destination. Let's change the destination for the rocket. And oh, we actually have a new planet here. We could take a look at this planet. Yeah, why don't we do that? That's a good idea. Ha! We're gonna go, I don't care really, right here. And we're gonna build a, what's that module called? Rover module, right here. We're gonna build a rover module. We're gonna plop that on there. Our rocket is more than enough capacity to hold that. So let's plop the rover module on here. And then when we have that, we're gonna actually launch. And the rover lander has now been built. So let's actually stop this insanity. How much food do we have in there now? 69,000 calories. Don't you think that's a little much, guys? Well, there is no stopping him once they get started. So let's change the crew. And of course, our guinea pig is going to be Jemsterr. He's going to survive it, there's no question. So we're going to get Jemsterr on board. We change the destination and we're just going to go over here to this planet. We're going to let our rover down just so we can see this thing. And, well, all that's left is to go out here and say begin launch sequence. Jemsterr should come by, he should board it, and then we will see what happens. And here comes Jemsterr. Let me turn down the speed to something more reasonable. You should be going to the control station right now, and here our rocket goes. Let's take a look at the overview for the heat. Oh my. Oh, how it heats it up. Look at this here. 200 degrees. Yeah, that would have molten our lead easily. Okay, cool. Very, very cool. We launched our first petroleum-powered rocket into space. Let's see if we can actually survive the trip. It will take 2.5 cycles to get there. That's not too bad. And let's see. What is Jemsterr up to? Nothing. What are you doing, sir? How about you make us some databanks? Wouldn't that be an idea? There you go. Wonderful. And while you're at it, why don't you take your suit off? Ah, even better. Look at that. Temperature-wise, we're still looking fine. Not a big deal. We're still soaking up the heat that the data collection lab here is generating. It's actually only 625 DTU, so that is actually not a hell of a lot at all. But we already have 22 databanks. That's good. I think this setup here for a first try without any template or anything else, that's actually not that bad. I'm sure it can be improved, but currently, I mean, for a first try, that works for me. And once again, if you have any ideas for me, please help me out. Let me know down in the comments. I'm always happy to learn something new. Again, this is the first time that I built one of those modules, so please be kind. Oh, look at this here. It says Chariot rockets in orbit. Okay, let's see. Oh, we have a bunch of magma. It's basically only magma and obsidian. Okay. So how does now this rover work? Once again, I have not the slightest idea. I guess we have to go to the star map. Click on our rocket. Yes, rover module, deploy. and then we can choose where it lands. Can we land it in the lava? Yes, we can, but that's probably not a smart course of action, so we're gonna land it just up here, I guess. But let's see what that looks like. Oh, here is our module, and here's our rover. Okay, that is cool. We can deconstruct this thing. What is it made out of? Let's see. Our rover can deconstruct it. Okay, and it's deconstructed. We have 400 kilograms of gold amalgam. That is not bad. Let's start digging. Oh, the rover cannot dig it up. I guess I just wasted a rover. Well, if nothing else, it was worth a try. What can this rover survive? Can the rover get down on one of these poles here? No. And he just disappeared. Did he just melt? Yes. I think he is just molten. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, or it's bugging. I'm not entirely sure. But okay, down here we have a bunch of stuff. Pedestal with something on it. Archaic tech. Okay, interesting. Well, this here is definitely not going to be the first planet that we're going to look at, though. That will need a little bit more preparation, but that is okay. Let's head back to the star map, and let's take a look into our Spacefarer Module. How are we looking? We have a tiny little bit of carbon dioxide in here. We have plenty of food, plenty of oxygen. Breathability is amazing. Yeah, he can stay in here for a long time, I believe. We have still 225 kilograms of rocket fuel and 225 kilograms of rocket oxidizer. I guess we moved this rocket here about half of how far it can move. That is good. Oh my. Let's head back to the star map. And if I change, it actually tells me. So 5 is the maximum. I should have checked that out. But the good thing is we can go back home. So we're going to just bring it into orbit for right now. We're going to stay in space and we're going to make more of those data banks. We have 45 right now. We're going to stay in space as long as we can. And then we will go from there. Oh, okay. So down here in our fridge, we now have some food. The only problem is that it's still in oxygen. Of course, all of our carbon dioxide is freezing. It's down here on the floor. It's frozen. So we need to do something about that. And I think the easiest thing that we can do is we could vacuum this thing here out. So let me stop this here for right now. We're going to get rid of it. We're going to bring it back up and we're going to consume it, or we're going to let it rot. Doesn't really matter. It's fine right now. Yeah, we're going to vacuum this whole entire area here out. And then we're just going to fill it with hydrogen. That's probably the smartest thing that we can do, I believe. So let me go to ventilation, find me 2 gas pumps, one here and one there. That should be okay. Then insulated gas pipe that just comes straight through here because it doesn't really matter at all. And we're going to plop a high pressure gas vent right there. We just need a power wire. And we're just going to hook onto this one here. Going to come all the way through here on the bottom and hook it up to there. All this here is going to be a temporary build. Not a big deal at all. And then we're just going to suck this thing here empty. And once that happens, we are going to just fill this entire thing with hydrogen. Perfect. And our 2 pumps are built. They're now pumping out all the gas that's in here. That's fine. Take a look back in our star map. Are we back yet? Yes, we are. Let's take a look in there. How are you doing, Jemsterr? Are you still happily at work? How are we doing on gases? We're not even 2 tiles high yet on carbon dioxide, so that's not a big deal. Breathability is great. We have barely used any of our algae. 400 kilograms so far. No problem at all. We do have some rotten omelets in here, though. That is a little bit of a problem. I need to find a better solution for that, but I believe there is some sort of food that never goes bad. What was that? If I could just remember. Let's take a look into food. Was that the microbe musher? I believe so. Let's build one of those things just so we can take a look at it. But I believe that's what that was. Let's plop one right here. And then we're going to go with a conductive wire in there. And then we're going to see what this here can actually do. Berry sludge, a mashed up bristleberry sludge with an exceptionally long shelf life. I believe that's what it is, and it needs sleetweed and bristleberry. We have bristleberry, but we don't have sleetweed. Do we have any somewhere sitting around here? We don't have any down here, and I think that's our only biome, unless we have something down here, but it's too cold down here too. I don't think we have another ice biome anywhere, do we? No, we don't. But on the other planet, on Mucola, we do have sleetweed over here. So we can grab it from right here, and for future longer space missions, we can just do that. So that's going to be great. Not a big deal at all. Wonderful. But we need to get some sand over here. So let me do that real quick. Over here in Cellini, all we have to do is come here to our conveyor loader. And we're going to say we don't need edible anymore. Filtration medium, sand, priority 9, allow manual use. And I just got a notification, suffocating. Look at this here, we ran out of power on our rocket. How many databanks did we get out of it? 50 and 50 and 12, that's 112 databanks, that's not bad. The only thing is we need more batteries, potentially a solar panel, that wouldn't be bad. But that is exactly why we have the extra oxygen. We can tell Jemsterr to just put his suit back on. I can just select the suit and I can find Jemsterr in here, say assign it to Jemsterr. Jemster's gonna put his suit back on and he can breathe again. But if you don't have power, there's also no point in staying in space. So back to the map. And last but not least, we're gonna bring him home safely. That is very important. Before he dies completely on us, we're gonna change the target and we're gonna bring him home. Let's go, Jemsterr. And our rocket has landed. Jemsterr is back on solid ground. Wonderful. This rover module here, we're just gonna swap it out for... What are we gonna swap it for? Oh, we already have the cartographic module. Oh, we're gonna do that. Look at that. That's good. So we're gonna plop this one here in. We're gonna build it. And then we probably should get more batteries. What is the current height of our rocket? Let's see. We're at 19 tiles, so we can't get more in. But that's fine, it's just gonna be a little bit of a shorter trip. And later on we can also upgrade our engine to go even further. No problem at all. We can also upgrade the small oxidizer tank to a big oxidizer tank. Yeah, none of that is gonna be an issue, but that's how we're gonna do it. But first of all, we need more databanks. I think we should wait with the cartographic module actually. Let's go for another battery module first. Let's build it. And let's see, what is our height right now? We're at 16. How much is a solar panel? And how much does a solar panel bring? Well, let's see if the description helps us with that. The solar panel module doesn't say in the description how much power it actually generates. That is cool. Well, we have now 2 batteries. I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna plop 1, 2, 3 of those things on here. That should be plenty, I would assume. And then we will see how that works out for us. Last but not least, I believe this one here needs its own power connection. So let's make sure it gets that as well. Just like that, that should be fine. And then this oxidizer tank here, we're gonna move this one here up. 1, 2, so these here are actually right on top of the Spacefarer module. Not sure if it makes a difference or not, but might as well. Down here on the bottom, apparently 2 pieces of our wire have molten, so do we literally have to build it out of gold or out of steel? Let's build it out of steel just to be safe. Let's build those 5 here straight out of steel, and let's make sure that that is not a problem in the future. So we can actually charge our batteries and get some power on there. There we go. That's a hell of a lot better. Now let's take a look into the interior. I'm gonna fill it back up with oxygen. I'm just not sure how I'm gonna get the carbon dioxide out of here now. That is gonna be another good question, I guess. But we will find that out as well. But for today, that is going to be enough. I think we have done quite a lot. Yeah, we have still all those databanks right here. That's great. We just gotta convert them into something useful. But that is it. All I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and comment down below. What do you think about today's episode, and can you help me out with the Spacefarer module? I'm sure there's a hell of a lot that I just don't know about because I have not tried it yet. So if you have any tips or tricks, I'm all ears. And with that I say thank you and peace.